What is going on, everybody? Yvonne here. Now, as you guys have probably heard, Apollo.io is a really powerful sales intelligence and engagement tool. Overall, what it's meant to do is to help you guys identify your guys' ideal customer and to help you guys actually reach out to them. And with that in mind, one of its most notable features is going to be its ability to make very targeted lists based on your guys' ideal customer profile. So you can literally specify the company, the location, the industry, you guys name it, and you can actually find the exact people that you need to reach out to. So in this guide, we're going to walk you guys through on finding and building targeting lead lists with Apollo.ai. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, before we start, if you guys want to follow along or even check out the platform for yourself, there is going to be a link down below in the description for a free trial of the platform. Once you guys click on the link to get started, all you need to do is just press this box right over here, type in the email that you guys want to use, press sign up for free, and you guys are ready to rock. Now, once you guys open up Apollo's dashboard, here's how it's going to look like. There's going to be a lot of different options here, ranging from home, people, companies, lists, data enrichment, sequences, emails, calls, you name it. Now, keep in mind, the place where Apollo is going to be getting all of its information is going to be LinkedIn, so you can go ahead and filter by a lot of different variables. Now, whenever we go to the people option right over here, there's going to be a lot of different variables we can go ahead and filter by. So there's going to be name, list, persona, email status, job titles, companies, location. So first things first, let's go ahead and define our target audience. Who are we actually trying to reach out to? So hypothetically, based on my personal example, let's say we're reaching out to like marketing folks. And in my case, I was selling 3D infographic videos to biomedical companies that will go ahead and show exactly what their product was doing. So whenever we hear the words biomedical or the medical industry, we should probably go to the industry tab right over here and go ahead and filter by that. So if we go to the industry and type in the words biotechnology or medical devices or just medicine or just health, wellness, and fitness to keep it broad, we are left with 9.2 million people that we can actually reach out to. But from there, we don't just want to reach out to everybody. We want to reach out to specifically people that are in charge of their marketing efforts, right? Because those are going to be the people that are actually going to be making decisions behind what type of content is going to be pushed out. So if we go to job titles right over here, so we can go ahead and have a job title be marketing manager. So now we're left with 67,000 people. It can be director of marketing, VP of marketing, or marketing associate. So now we're left with 100,000 people. And just because I kept the title broad, that actually increased the number. And from there, we can actually exclude certain titles if we don't want them to be in there. Like, for example, maybe folks in operations or in sales, because a lot of times those are not going to be the people that are going to be making decisions on what type of content is being published. And hypothetically, like I'm located here in Southern California. Let's say we only want to work with companies that are going to be in this area. For locations, I'm going to go ahead and put in Los Angeles, create a Los Angeles area. Now we're left with 2.6 thousand people. So this is a very, very niche list of people that we can reach out to. But at the same time, like 2.6 thousand people is a lot. And hypothetically, let's say we don't want to be working with companies that are going to be too small, but at the same time, working with companies that are too big may be a huge hassle because there's just so many processes. Let's say we want to work with a company that's going to be like a mid-size. So like more than 25 folks, but less than 500 folks. We can go ahead and go to employees right over here and go ahead and select how big the company that we want to work with. So it can be 21 to 50, 51 to 100, 101 to 200, right? And let's go all the way up to 500 because when it gets over that, like it's just so hard to break into those companies just because they have established relationships with different agencies that they've been working with for years. So now we have 900 people that we can actually reach out to that have worked at those companies in the marketing space. And if you guys would like, you can actually filter it down even further by filtering by a specific name that you're reaching out for, or buying intent, or scores, territories, the technology that they're using, different amounts of revenue, or even funding that they received. Like for example, if you want to make sure that the company has raised at least a Series C or D, you can go ahead and check those boxes right over here, and it's going to show you individuals at those companies that have raised at least around Series C or D. And if you guys want to filter down even further, you can go ahead and press on the more filters option right over here, and there's going to be all the different ones when it comes to the person info, engagement activity, company info, right? So many different things out here. But let's go back here to more filters, and we can go to buy a persona and press plus persona. So once we press the plus persona right over here, we can actually make a specific persona like we've described, like biomarketers, and we can go ahead and save that persona so next time we actually go, it's going to pop up for us. Because right over here, we have 900 people that we can actually reach out to. So for example, if I click on this little box right over here and I want to reach out to all these 25 people, I can go ahead and press this little box right over here, press apply, and I can go ahead and enroll them in a sequence or send them out cold emails accordingly. Or if you guys want, you can also add them to a list, export that file, or even add it to your guys' CRM. And you might be asking yourself, why is this only 25? I thought it was 900 people. The reason why it's 25 selected is because this is going to be the 25 people on this page. If you want to export all of them, you can do it page by page. However, if you want to export export all of them all at once, there are going to be more extensive plans that you can go ahead and opt in for. So you may be asking yourself, why should we even have a persona? So if you guys are reaching out to specific individuals like over and over, you can go ahead and have a specific persona saved for them. And let's say if I press edit here, you guys can see that I have all the job titles already pre-made here, like marketing manager, marketing director, chief marketing officer, VP of marketing. In the medical device space, location United States, I didn't specify the employee range. And once we have that specific persona saved, you can go ahead and filter people from that persona accordingly. Or if you guys would like, you can just make those specific filters every single time you go in. But what a lot of people have noticed is that is tedious, and that's exactly where the personas comes in. But from there, as I showed you guys earlier, what I would personally do is just press right over here, select all the people on this page, press apply, enroll them in a sequence. And once we enroll them in a sequence, I press here, I can add them to an existing sequence. I can go ahead and link the specific email provider that I'm going to be sending out emails from. But if I go back to my sequences right over here, I can see that all the people that I go ahead and exported from the specific list, I can go ahead and input them into a specific sequence. And essentially what a sequence is going to be a series of emails that are going to be sent out a couple days apart. And that way, a lot of that outreach processes are going to be automated for you. So let me show you an example. Let's go back here to people and let's click on Joyce Yu. As we can see, we can have access to Joyce's email, phone number, and we can see all the work history as well. And if you guys would like, you can also go to that person's LinkedIn page and see Joyce's email page as well. But what happens when that information gets sent to a sequence? So once it's sent to a sequence, it would automatically pre-populate all the information when it comes to Joyce. So as you guys see, you'll say, hi, Joyce, right over here in the personalization token when it says first name. And when it says the reason I'm reaching out is because I was scrolling through, and then from there on, it would just pre-fill all those personalization tokens that I've set up for that email. And as I mentioned before, all of those personalization tokens are borrowed on LinkedIn, and it's going to be a really good idea to include them in your guys' cold emails because it's going to help with your guys' engagement. So automatically from that targeted lead list, we can go ahead and input that specific lead or person you guys are reaching out to into a sequence, and an email can be sent out on your guys' behalf. So literally from finding a person to sending out an email to later sending a follow-up, the whole process can be done automatically for you guys without you guys needing to lift too many fingers. So with just a little bit of work in the beginning, you can go ahead and craft the exact list of people that you want to be reaching out to and craft personalized emails to those individuals accordingly. And from there, you guys can track all the emails that were delivered, how many of them are open, how many replies you guys got, what percent of them were interested, what percent opted out. As you guys see, my results are not the best right now, and that's why like the A/B tests right over here are going to be really important for you guys. You guys can go ahead and play around with different cold emails and see which ones are going to be working and which ones are not. And hypothetically, I see that this specific A/B test had 4.2% of its emails land in a spam, so I turn it off, and I see that this one has had 64 emails that were delivered and 3% of them were blocked in spam, so I'd probably turn it off as well. Because the more emails that I send out that are labeled as spam, that can create a big problem in the future because later emails that I send out can also be labeled as spam as well. And you guys don't want that, especially if you guys are sending a good email. And that's why measuring these statistics can be really important, because right off the bat, you guys can know what to cut short and what to double down on. And there you guys have it. As you guys saw, building targeted lead lists with Apollo can dramatically improve your guys' sales processes and outreach as a whole. With utilizing Apollo's tools, you're not going to be just spraying and hoping that something sticks, but you guys are going to be reaching out to specific individuals with a purpose. If you guys want to check out the platform for yourself, feel free to check out the link down in the description for a free trial of the platform. And if you guys found this video helpful, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, as it tremendously helps support the channel. Till next time, peace.